Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Oh, did we forget the welcome back drop last hour?
I think we did.
We did, yeah.
We were so caught up in Pig Boy.
Piggy. Wee Piggy. All right. Well, children, we've made it to the halfway point
Oh God! Wow.
on the iceberg. Hopefully these two remaining sections will
Well, I'm enjoying it. There are
come
a lot of
by.
incredible insights.
Yeah, we're learning a lot here. Not only can you come to the shed for your entertainment purposes, but you can learn a hell of a lot about what's going on in the world. But I do just want to caveat everything with this. So give this another read, pause the video, take the 27 minutes it takes to read it, and yeah, come back and join us. Oops. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. Sorry.
Just
yeah, but more to come. It's a little teaser of what's to come. Okay. So here we are, diving deeper down the iceberg. OnlyFans. So during times or before times of economic downturn, sex workers, strippers, OnlyFans models often report lower income, leading to a pending economic collapse. Because gooners just don't have the money to spend to get their fantasies
I feel like
fulfilled.
This could go both ways, though.
I was gonna say,
What you mean?
all this stuff on the rise?
It is on the rise.
Yeah, if women are in times of financial despair, I would expect OnlyFans creator counts to increase. But on the whole, each one is probably making less because of what you said. The gooners are tapped out.
Yep, they're tapped out. Yeah, Tony Soprano notoriously hit on hard times in 2001 during the dot-com bubble. The bada bing was underwater, but they made their comeback.
Yeah, gooners are. Yeah, they're sort of a blight. If you look up how much top OnlyFans content creators make, it's insane. They can make over $1 million a month. Also, look, there's a crazy statistic. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but look up what % of women over 18 or college age are on OnlyFans.
Yeah, let's see, Jamie. So percentage.
Can you look up also what % of women over 65 are on OnlyFans?
Look up.
This is just for scholarly research, of course.
Why is Reddit the first thing that comes? OnlyFans has become a
14%.
Really 14%? Wow.
14% of women 18 to 24 are on OnlyFans.
1.4 million American women.
Thanks,
aged
goodness.
18 to 24.
And most of them, it's also a very top-heavy distribution. The top creators make a ton of money, but most of them are making really not any money. So you have 14% of that women age group degrading themselves for, maybe $100 a month or something.
The 100 best older women OnlyFans models. My God. Okay,
that's crazier thing to me. Imagine trying to cut a piece of the pie for yourself. You fully put yourself out there, let it all hang out, and your monthly is like $100.
You're nut.
Yeah, I mean, imagine
your monthly nut.
You're degrading yourself that way for $100 a month. Now, any man with $15 a month can see everything you got, and you can afford maybe one run to Safeway off of that.
Make sure you download that free app. Does anyone remember this? I had a real fun time with this. So at the time, the client that I was working for was an investment bank, and the desk that I was working at was on the trading floor, where all the stockbrokers that work in that office, they all sit there. And I remember the day that this happened. It was last year, early 2025. The stock market had, in the day prior, I think dropped like 8%, something pretty insane. And then old Donnie Boy sent out this great Truth Social post. It's a great time to buy. And this was in the morning, I believe. Yeah, 9:30 a.m. it says. And all of a sudden, I think the stock market shot up like 10% after this tweet over the next couple days. So, I don't know. I'm not going to draw any conclusions from this. It does seem a little fishy. I don't think the stock market of the most wealthy and powerful country in the world should be able to be moved 10 percentage points in one direction just based on a tweet.
Stock market's all just speculation, sort of. It's hard to say. How do you say this is market manipulation? I mean, obviously it is, but kind of at a certain point, if you have that much power, anything you say is manipulation. So you just have to not talk about it at all. But are you gonna throw everyone in jail if they say to buy stocks? I mean,
You guys have Bitcoin?
Yeah, I have some Bitcoin.
a little bit.
I bought $50 of Bitcoin. When was that? 6 months ago or something, and that's the only crypto I've ever bought. And I think I bought it at the exact highest price it's ever been.
Shit.
And that $50 of Bitcoin is now worth $28.
To just follow the rule of whenever you think you should buy, sell, and whenever you think you should sell, buy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because I myself,
The Jim Cramer method.
at least for speculative assets, for stocks and index funds.
Oh yeah.
I also wanted to ask this because Taylor and Dante, you know more about finances, and I feel that this is so obvious, but I didn't really consider it. So correct my logic. Let's say my company provides a big 401k match, right? They'll match the other half of the 401k. So if you've put in half of the 20k or whatever it is, they'll put in the other half. Is there any reason not to just front load that in the first month of the year so that I get the full match and then that accrues the interest? Because if I just put that into the stock market, right, it would be less accruing a month. Like I'd be putting in twice as much and getting more bang for my buck over the interest of the year. Does that make sense?
So is it capped at a certain dollar amount? If it's capped at a certain dollar amount and you can make that on like your first couple paychecks in the year, probably makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
But mine, like I know for mine is based on whatever percentage I put, and the percentage is capped. So realistically, like even if I made $1 million, if I still put the max percentage amount that they match in, then like that'll scale with my salary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so mine's a dollar amount. So I think it's in my advantage to just try and front load.
Yeah.
They do 100%. They do 100% 401k match
for the first half of it.
The first half of it.
So I don't know what the limit is, but if I put in 10k, they'll give me 10k up to 20k max or whatever that is, but not more.
Gotcha.
Well, the max is like 24k, right?
Okay, so then I could put in half of that, and they'd match. So
that's a really interesting way of doing it.
So I just switched my contribution to about 75% of my pay to max that out, because then that's the fastest way I can invest, 20k or whatever in the market, right? So
yeah, no, that makes sense. That's an interesting way of doing it.
So if your company provides a match like that, I think it's in your advantage to front load it. But I never thought about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My company just does the percent match.
Doggy. Well, be careful if you see any suspicious tweets. Maybe you can always hedge your bets by taking a position on Polymarket, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should make dirty old pig coin.
That's really not the worst idea.
That's great. So this is something I saw in the news last year.
Oh,
this company. I don't really know anything about this company.
We used something in one of my prior roles. It's bullshit.
Oh, really?
Bullshit corporate software. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they fired a big chunk of their workforce using a pre-recorded video.
Was it a dirty old pig boy?
They just sent him a suno.
You're fired.
You're fired. Pig boy rolling in the unemployment checks. Yeah. So this struck me as a recession indicator.
It's fucking wild.
If we're at the point where employers are not even giving their employees the courtesy of a phone call or a meeting to let them know that they will no longer be gainfully employed by them, I don't know. How much lower can we go from here? How much lower can we go? What would your reaction be if you got a message
I'd honestly
to a link to a pre-recorded video? You would prefer that?
As dystopian and horrible as it is, I'd rather do that than having to actually interact with the cringe HR person.
And just knowing it's coming too when they want to get on the conference call with you.
God, I've never had so much secondhand cringe as watching some of the videos of people recording themselves getting fired. It's just, you get a meeting from an HR person you've never heard of before, and they start, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's horrible." I'd prefer dirty old pig boy AI and dancing saying you're fired.
This reminds me of, I don't know how it worked for you guys, but when we graduated college in 2020 and they didn't have real graduations, I got a pre-recorded video from my school that with slight personalizations to include my name in it, but everybody got their own little video, and the personalizations were really sad. This kind of reminds me of that.
They just sent me a diploma, which I preferred.
Oh yeah, you didn't even get a little video of like,
no,
the future is yours.
No. I think they did.
Thank you for being a student.
And then they did a ceremony on campus later, but I didn't go. It was just, because I mean, just a wash.
I was never more. I think that was the lowest I've ever felt, sitting in my parents' house in COVID and watching a virtual graduation.
Damn.
Yeah, really drank the pain away that day.
Amen, brother. We're all just pig boys rolling around in the slop. Dave. Has anyone heard of Dave before?
No.
So
No.
Dave.
I thought this was going to be Dave Ramsey.
I think, you know what? That's kind of crazy. I wonder if he's the Dave behind Dave. So what Dave is, Dave was the first instance of this that I saw, where you can gain access to your paycheck a certain number of days before you actually get paid. And what it is, in essence, is just a payday loan that you can take out if you know that you have a paycheck coming. And if people don't pay them off, you get pretty insane interest rates for not paying back the payday loan. So much so that the FTC actually filed suit against Dave itself because they were apparently charging tip fees in the app to use to get your payday loan.
It's fucking crazy.
Which is really insane.
If you do pay it back completely on time, do you have to pay any money for this service?
No, you don't, which is nice. But I think the people
do it.
I think the people who are using it are people who are very desperate for their.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, they got to.
I guess
it on blackjack and a hard.
Yeah, they got to get to AC. Get their.
You could
money
argue that somebody that is absurdly wealthy and doesn't really need their paycheck could take advantage of a service like this, get the money early, and actually go.
Well, that's what I was
to
thinking.
The DraftKings
Taylor.
casino, but the average person, like somebody that wealthy, is not even going to imagine this service.
Imagine this. Imagine if you could just get your whole year's paycheck on January 1st with one of these services and put aside enough for all of your expenses and then just invest the rest, like Nick was saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's in your advantage. I mean, it's probably better the dollar cost average, but in principle, I mean, January 1st, the market's down. What about?
I think they do cap the dollar amount that you can get, I believe. But go ahead, Nick. Sorry to cut you off.
What if you could defer your payment and loan your paycheck out to other people and get your payment a few weeks later? Would you do that?
Oh my God!
You could defer
it by waiting.
Yeah, you could defer it and get interest off of loaning your paycheck out to other coworkers.
Wow.
Honestly, I'd probably do that. I'd be on the other end of it.
I have heard of people, mostly in protest to the government, they don't withhold their taxes. So they get their full paycheck without their taxes
Yeah.
withheld. And then when
you're
tax
not
day
giving the-
comes, they pay
I
their
should do it.
whole
I
tax
should do that.
bill.
Because if it's gaining, if you put that in the market, it's gaining interest, right? So it's in your
True. But then you just gotta make sure you don't get a letter in the mail saying you owe, $40,000 or
$40,000.
something insane.
yeah. I just think that there should be a law where you can't take out a loan if you're under a certain net worth, other than for maybe a house or a car. It's just outrageous.
Just some kind of guardrail for people to not get taken advantage of.
I mean, if your net worth is $1,000, you have no business taking out.
Well, I think majority of Americans have a negative net worth.
Even more realistic. If your net worth is negative $20,000, you should not be able to take out any loan.
Probably a good rule of scum,
Rule
if
of
you catch
scum.
my drift.
I love that expression. Rule of scum.
And I also had ChatGPT cook up a little painting here, because this concept started reminding me of the concept of the company store, where companies would pay their employees in a company-backed currency that could only be spent at company stores. And this I feel like it's a little uncanny. It's pretty similar. If they're giving you money that you have to pay back, even though you're expecting that money to come in, it's just a lot that could go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. Taylor, this might be where you want to talk about your liquid salad.
Yeah, that's fucking
So-
liquid salad.
Yeah, I've noticed, I think a lot of people have noticed, but there's been a pretty big rise over the past couple years in these food substitutes that they don't strike me as real food, but a lot of people are eating them and shilling them. We got Kylie Jenner shilling this gel that is supposed to help you lose weight, but it also satisfies a meal for the day for you. Really, really weird. There's
Yeah.
also this spirulina stuff, which I've
Seen that
started getting.
everywhere.
Yeah, it looks really weird. And here, this is where Soylent Green comes into play. So this jar of raw living spirulina, behind it is like how they cultivate spirulina. It's pretty much just algae, high protein algae that they let grow on dirty water, and then they harvest it and dry it out and put it in powder form.
Jesus.
That's
And you can mix it into stuff. But this reminds me of Soylent Green, which was a movie back in the 60s or 70s with Charlton Heston, where this food substitute, Soylent Green, comes about. Oh, it even says it on the movie poster. The year's 2022. People are still the same. They'll do anything to get what they need, and they need Soylent Green. Soylent Green is like the type of food that they have to eat in the year 2022 in this movie. And it's
not
later
made out of people.
Yeah, Soylent Green is made of people. And this, if anyone's, I know, Nick, you've watched Pluribus, and I hope this isn't a spoiler for anyone, but
I
this
watched it.
human-derived protein, I thought this was really uncanny, considering that it's popping up.
probably predictive programming.
Very well could be.
I mean, there was the whole eat the bugs thing. They wanted to push cockroaches and crickets on people. And I remember the one CEO came out. I don't know if he's a CEO, but he said you should just eat breakfast or cereal for dinner.
Ooh.
It's just absurd the amount of wealth that the nation has, and people are taking food substitutes to save money.
Yeah. Taylor, tell us about liquid salad.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm a victim of this. I don't think it's nearly as bad as Huel. Huel is disgusting. I've worked with people who eat that stuff. It's nasty.
Ooh.
But liquid salad is a little pouch similar to what you see kids eat, the little applesauce packets. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys are around kids enough to know what I'm talking about. But
Vaguely remember.
The go-go squeeze, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, very similar kind of thing.
Yuck.
It's it's just basically a bunch of blended like greens and stuff. I want to say it's 50 calories and 8 grams of fiber, which is pretty.
Tyler, what if I just told you
Wow.
you could eat real salad? What would you?
Whoa,
I'm actually gonna-
42% off?
I'm actually
This is the scam I was talking to you guys
I was
about.
talking-
This is 42% off if you sign up for the repeat purchase every month. It's such a scam.
Mm.
Wait, Travis had something.
I'm actually might do the counterpoint where that actually kind of seems like a good idea.
Why?
Well, if you have a busy lifestyle and you don't have time to be cooking or finding
say it is
places healthy to
extremely-
eat,
Yeah.
super convenient way to just get vegetables and fiber and nutrients.
Yeah.
It's probably not the same quality as eating. I'm sure this is
Well,
ultra
of course,
not getting.
of course not. But if you don't have any other healthy options around,
How much effort is it to eat a banana? Or
What if
I can
there's
no-
microwave broccoli. I can microwave broccoli in 2 minutes.
I mean, what if you're somewhere where there's like no grocery store near you?
Food desert. Oh, that's a recession
Well, you
indicator.
should-
Food deserts.
I mean, move somewhere there's
Below
a
Nick,
grocery store.
just to counter, I do agree. It is not that hard to just eat a salad, but when I'm traveling for work, I generally feel like absolute garbage because we just eat out every meal.
I see. In your case, that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah.
But on the weeks in between, like I've lost a good bit of weight since I started eating this. I'm not gonna lie. Get a good bit of fiber for 50 calories. Not
So
a
you're
bad
pro
number.
liquid salad.
Oh, me? Yeah, I think it's a scam, but it's working for me. I don't know.
I mean, if it's working for you, what am I to say? I would just say in general, you're probably it could also be placebo, but I would say this is probably not as high quality as the real deal. When it's probably blended and powdered. It's
Yeah, you're kind of selling me, Taylor. I think I'm gonna race you to the bottom on this one.
didn't it just come out that AG1 doesn't actually do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm skeptical on this. Dude, this
Maybe
is
I'll make my own. Taylor, you should make your own liquid salad. Get a
It's like
juicer.
it's like what you feed babies, right? It's you blend up a bunch of fruit
baby
and slop,
food.
and yeah.
babies are all fat though. But I wanted to briefly mention ice cream. I was thinking about this because I was eating ice cream yesterday. And I got to say, I think that licking an ice cream cone is one of the most disgusting ways to eat any food ever. Because think
Yep.
about it. You're basically, I was thinking how like flies eat, where they basically vomit on their food and then slurp it up. The actual saliva in your mouth is the first step in digesting. So you're basically coating the ice cream in digestive fluid and then licking it up again. So I just started biting into it. What do you think?
That's
We pull up the
really
picture.
interesting.
We pull up the picture of Joe Biden licking an ice cream cone. For
Because think
reference.
about it, you lick the ice cream and then your saliva basically snail trails all over the ice cream, and then you're licking it again. It's
Oh, this is cringe.
it's disgusting.
Chat.
I don't think I thought about it to that level, but I generally don't like getting ice cream on the cone and having to do that.
Yeah, I very
I would
rarely
much
do
prefer it in a cup and eat it with a spoon like an adult.
I'm actually totally against all you guys. I think licking an ice cream is a way to actually savor it and enjoy it, and I think biting it, it's just more gluttonous, and you don't get to enjoy it for as long.
These pictures are ridiculous.
The only time I lick an ice cream cone is if I'm getting a Core Bros cone, and
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
it's got to be
ooh.
soft serve. That was gross.
yeah, that was really nasty.
Well,
Ooh, 5-second
know.
tricks to eliminate mice.
I mean, maybe I'd lick it. I don't know. I haven't had ice cream in a while. I've only recently been getting back into ice cream, so I was just thinking about it last night while I was eating.
No, I think you're totally right, Nick. I'm with you.
I don't know.
Very good analysis. Ah, Kesha. So, I was not familiar with this genre called Recession Pop. But basically, Recession Pop is used to define all of the pop music that was coming out in the late 2000s and early 2010s, to include such names who were very big at the time: Lady Gaga, Kesha, and Pitbull. And in recent days, literally recent days, Kesha released her biggest album since the recession at the end of last year. Lady Gaga performed at the Super Bowl just a week ago, and Pitbull helped John Travolta go bald. He gave John Travolta the strength to go bald. So I don't know what
this was on my list actually of ones I wanted to bring up. I'm glad you included this. This is a great breakdown.
Tell us about it, Taylor. Tell us about it. What do you got to say?
I just think it's possible. My takeaway is that when people are going through hard times, upbeat pop music that you can escape into is more marketable.
Counterpoint. I would say that's partially true, but I also want to point out that during COVID, when everything was really depressing, Billie Eilish was really popular, and all her music was depressing.
That's a good point.
But I do see what you're saying. I do have fond memories of this time.
Maybe economic despair and existential despair trigger different desires.
That's a good point, because the 80s is notorious for having very upbeat electronic music. And at that time,
brother. Yeah,
that was the end of the Cold War, when everyone thought that they were going to get blown up by a nuclear bomb. And everyone was dancing to Billy Idol instead of Billie Eilish.
Can somebody hit the throw up drop? There we go.
Bullshit! All right, let's keep moseying on down. Here we go. Buy now, pay later slop. It certainly is.
The Klarna.
The Klarna. Klarna has reappeared. You can finance your Chipotle burrito bowl in 4 installment payments.
Really?
There's no way.
Really crazy.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
Is it cheaper? Is it the same cost as the overall one?
Yes, if you make all the payments on time.
I mean, it's in your interest to do that. I bought my laptop. I'm making 12 payments of it.
True, but while that's good for you, there are millions of Americans who will not make those payments, and they'll balloon up, and before they know it, they'll be paying $50 for a Chipotle burrito bowl
at least
that they ate 3 years ago.
At least I got mine, and I'm collecting that sweet, sweet compounding interest. It's all I can say, really.
Really crazy.
I wonder, I don't know, because I've obviously never used this app. I wonder if auto pay is an option. Because if it is, if you have to go in and manually pay every Chipotle bowl once a month, that's bordering on predatory. But if you can set it up on auto pay, I could see how, as long as they're not charging you interest, I could see how that could be advantageous.
True, but you got to have money in your bank account.
Put your $11.50 Chipotle bowl in the S&P. Ride the wave.
Do they only offer this if you're in dire straits? Because this company can't be making any money. Well, if they keep offering this to somebody who's always making the payments on time, they would just start losing money.
True.
Imagine being the loan collector going after somebody for paying off their Chipotle. There's a reason in the Bible they always talk about how despicable tax and loan collectors are. I mean, this is, at a point you should just honestly, I'm not joking here, just stand out behind the restaurant and eat the food when they throw it in the dumpster at the end of the day.
Can you, serious question, can you Klarna a Klarna payment? So like if my May 30th slot bowl payment is $287.5, could I Klarna that payment over 3 months to have it be 90 cents a month?
So you're talking get a Klarna loan for
Klarna Inception.
Dante, pull up the image of the philosopher Zeno.
How do you spell it? Is it Xeno?
Maybe. I think it's Zeno. This is similar to Zeno's paradox when he said distance doesn't exist because you could always cut every distance in half.
What the fuck?
It's similar. What if you just kept Klarnaing until there was nothing left?
Yeah, that's
Some
crazy.
infinite money
I
hack. if
do.
you Klarna'd every.
Yeah, that would be pretty
person.
crazy. I
Yeah.
do think that you can Klarna as much as you want. Have all those loans go to collections, and then file for debt relief, and then not have to pay for any of it if you're in such dire straits. I do think
But
that's possible.
Would they still allow you to Klarna anymore after that, though?
Probably not. You'd
That'd
probably
probably be it.
have like
You'd
a
be all
scarlet
Klarna'd
letter.
out.
Yeah.
That's when you get a
Sweet
new
spot
identity.
of there's probably a sweet spot of credit scores where if you're over, I don't even know, 700, you can't even use Klarna, and if you're under like 150, you probably can't use it at all. They
I mean,
don't
I
want people that are
No,
people that
That's
are
what
well
I'm
off,
thinking,
and
yeah.
they don't want people that are absolute degenerates that are filing for bankruptcy after they get a Chipotle bowl.
I mean,
Triple C rating from Moody's.
Yeah. I mean, I got to be super inflammatory here, but if there are people that come to the country illegally and have, no social security card and stuff, and they get by and can have phones, can I just not, say I'm a different person?
No!
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's got to be an option.
Probably is.
If I just went to
Found this.
California and said I'm a different person, what would they do? I don't know.
Found this great little meme.
Describe it
For
to
our-
audio listeners.
Yeah, for our audio listeners, if you're familiar with the movie The Big Short, what's his name? Christian Bale plays Michael Burry, who was one of the infamous stock traders at the time who ended up shorting the housing market and making out like a villain. And he was notoriously known for having looked into the credit default swap, or I guess it wasn't credit default swaps, it was the collateralized debt obligations to see what loans are actually making up what the CDOs are. So here we have him looking at a bunch of Chipotle Klarna CDOs, and he's looking at one individual one, and he goes, no income, $47,032 past due, extra queso on every order. What is happening? That's great.
That's wild.
That's really funny.
And then I found this post on Reddit from some lady who had a shopping addiction that was facilitated by Klarna. And at some point she had over 600 accounts on Klarna making payments for
600.
random shit that she bought. Yeah.
That's
Pretty
fucking-
insane.
That's wild. I do think, and I think I may have mentioned this before, but I do think we may see a bifurcation in the genetic pool of humanity, at least in America. It feels like we're starting to become two different species, because I can't even imagine what it's like to be this person. I feel that there's going to be a species that is the have-nots, and then another that is the haves, and they may no longer be able to interbreed at a certain point, because I mean, this is completely orthogonal to.
Yeah, imagine meeting that person.
I think
But
Jeff
it doesn't
Epstein
even
said
seem-
something similar.
I mean, this isn't the same. It seems like a different species, man. It's
It
crazy.
boggles the mind. Boggles the mind and spirit, as Taylor says.
I will say, when it comes to Klarna arbitrage, I don't think it would be worth it, because I think trying to juggle 500 different Klarna payments would just be so annoying and time consuming that it just would not be worth deferring all these payments to try to invest it or something like that. I mean, it's just crazy.
Too much of a headache.
You just gave me a brilliant idea, Travis.
What?
Whoa.
You start paying for everything with Klarna.
Okay.
Then you open up a poly market bet where people can bet on whether you'll pay it on time or not. You always bet the pay on time, and you just collect the money of everybody that's saying you'll default on your Klarna addiction. I think that's just
I like it.
I like
Like
it. I have a more. I think you could actually do this idea. You open up a sort of Klarna management firm where we'll do that process of managing 500 Klarna payments for you, but you don't have to worry about any of it. and you just pay us a fee to optimize your Klarna.
Mm. And then you make a bet on
Pretty good.
Polymarket against it,
Yeah, you could.
the hedge.
You can do whatever on Polymarket.
That's crazy.
Really insane stuff. Isley, the newest branch of Isley and Stern. Klarna Capital Management.
I have no
Klarna
idea what
Capital.
that is. I do not know what that is. I have no idea.
Yeah, what is? I've never heard of that before.
Who came up with that idea? I would not want to be.
Beat me. All right, Taylor, tell us about this one, Taylor.
Yeah.
This is insane.
This is one of the most depressing things I've ever seen. This happened when I ordered recently,
What's that?
and this is Uber Eats.
So this isn't some experimental Chinese app. This is the big one. Okay.
No, and I forget what prompted me to open this page up, but there was a button that came up to revise my tip, and I clicked on it to see why it would be asking me that, and then it brought me to this page where my driver was pleading because they were getting evicted.
I mean, that's just
Really
so,
terrible.
That's just so sad. I don't even want to joke about that. I mean, that's just
No.
It was very sad. Maybe our listeners can start a GoFundMe for this person.
it's awful. It's
They're
a young,
out,
it's a
really.
young, it's a young woman. Not to be
Yeah.
controversial, but a few hundred years ago, she'd probably be having a happy life out in a cottage in Oregon,
I will say
waiting for tips.
this is not
Getting
financial
murdered by
advice.
Native Americans.
Hey, it comes with the territory.
Definitely not financial advice, but I almost wanted to, when I got the food from her, she was driving, and I guess it was maybe her boyfriend or her friend or something, got out of the car and handed me the food. So they're wasting both of their times doing this delivery. I kind of wonder
Would
if
this be-
maybe they would be having a better time if they were both doing jobs separately instead of both cutting their hourly earnings in half by both of them doing
That's really cruel,
financial.
Taylor. That's very
not
cruel.
financial advice. Not financial advice.
Can I submit a piece of evidence actually?
Yes.
Okay, because this reminds me. I've sent this to you guys before, but I just want to.
While we're pulling this up, I do want to say, I think I mentioned this in the group chat a while ago, but actually last Easter, I was Ubering because I was in a new apartment and I didn't have anything set up. And on Easter Sunday, a pretty normal, clean-cut guy came to
Your DoorDash?
deliver my food, and he had 2 kids with him, and the kids actually handed me the food.
Oh my God.
Depressing.
Wow.
So this, I don't know if you guys watched. Have you guys ever watched Financial Audit?
Except
Oh,
Your DoorDash?
No.
I
The clip.
think I've come across it.
It's a pretty funny show. He pretty much just calls people out for being horrendous with their life decisions and personal finance choices. I've sent this one to you guys before, but this whole Uber Eats discussion made me think of this one.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's ordering DoorDash to his parked car.
You want to play the audio?
Can I?
Yeah, I heard it a second ago.
Lazy to get out of the car and you get.
I mean, I didn't know if I should for.
It's easier to DoorDash it.
I mean, I put in Dario talking in an interview,
In
so
the car
True.
in the restaurant
Because-
waiting for an order.
right.
I can cut it out.
So you can.
Trying to pay the bills for your 2 kids, one being a 10-month-old. Which, by the way, a single DoorDash to your own car, you have to work what, half to even make that back?
Just almost 2 hours sometimes.
You're DoorDashing to your
That's
car.
insane.
You're DoorDashing.
Pull up the sunken-eyed Doomer Wojak, please. That's,
So for those who couldn't make it out, it's him saying that while he's door dashing, he doesn't want to get off of his phone or drive through a drive-through, and he's tired and hungry, so he just orders DoorDash to his parked car and has a different DoorDasher DoorDash to him while he's door dashing.
That's insane.
Which then the interviewer was like, how long wouldn't it take you an hour and a half to even pay of door dashing to pay for this DoorDash? And he says about 2 hours. So he's door dashing for 2 hours just to be able to pay for the DoorDash while he's door dashing.
Jesus.
And I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I eat every 4 or 5 hours, I guess. So that's a lot. If you were to do that 3 times a day, that's a lot of door dashing.
DoorDash is every meal.
I mean, if you
don't
assume
know.
he does, that guy's got to work 6 hours just to pay for his DoorDash to his car.
I mean, that's,
Like, what?
I can't even compute that. That doesn't sound real.
That's insane.
So
That's insane.
I have seen one setup that I found pretty interesting with these DoorDash or Uber Eats people. Two passengers, so like a driver and somebody in the front passenger seat. The person in the front passenger seat has 4 phones.
Whoa.
What?
And so they're running 4 orders at the same time. And
Wow.
I thought that was pretty genius. I don't think these people make much money doing one phone, one order at a time, but if you're able to pick up 4 orders in one go, hopefully like efficiency max your route, I could see you being able to make, but then again, that requires 2 people, one guy in the passenger seat coordinating all this logistics.
There's so many people
Maybe
getting
somebody
absolutely ice cold food with this strategy.
Yeah.
yeah. This is yeah.
I do
See-
also. I was just gonna say, I do think this points to a broader problem, and there's many factors causing this. But one is that people don't know how to cook food. I've talked to
Yeah.
people that are 35 years old, grown men and women, and I talk about cooking meat, and they say, "Oh, I never cook meat," which means I know people
You don't cook.
They don't cook. They can make cereal maybe, but they'll order Chipotle for meat. So they say they don't cook
Make
meat. I say-
cereal.
So I say, okay, well, so why can't you cook? And they say, well, I don't know how to know if the meat's done. So I say you just use a thermometer, and then they say, oh, then that's when their brain just completely breaks. Their mind is too fried to even go further. But they'll say something like, oh, well, but then I don't know how long to leave it in, and I don't want the thermometer to melt if I leave it in. And I just look at them. You just test it. You get it. It takes 1 week. You can. There's maybe 4 meats people commonly cook. You can kind of get a sense, and then you just test it with a thermometer when you think it's done. It's absolutely wild. Wild.
Yeah, to your
we
point
just-
earlier,
we-
Nick, that's like a subhuman.
I mean, we examined that guy on the pod a few weeks ago who had not had cereal until he's in his 30s. So
Is that the ARFID people?
The
Taylor?
ARFID guys. Yeah.
Jesus.
I just don't get it. It's crazy.
Trad wives. So this has become pretty relevant on the internet as of late. The whole idea of women trying to resume their role as housewives tends to be more conservative leaning, oftentimes very religious, but the economic recession indicator of this is really discontent with the current economic landscape. And women, they don't want that. Frankly, a lot of people don't want it. But for women, their escape, in some cases, has been to return to the cult of domesticity and become a trad wife. Thoughts?
I mean, it's a tantalizing idea, isn't it? Like, imagine working your job and getting paid enough to support 3 people.
Sounds like a dream.
I mean, for most
Sounds
of
like a dream.
human history, this was the. I mean, we were hunters and scavengers, but even then, there were more gender roles. I mean, I think we're in Trump's America, so I will say I do think this is a pretty good model of being. What I would say, I'd be happy to be a trad husband if it's offensive for
Same.
women.
I would love to be a trad husband.
If women want to do
Yeah.
the workforce, I'm happy for it, and I would be happy to be the.
Have you ever seen the Michael Keaton movie, Mr. Mom? Jamie, pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie.
I mean, just imagine playing hardcore WoW and doing chores. I mean, that's not a bad way to spend the day.
This was like one of my favorite movies growing up. He's literally just a house dad. Sounds like a great life.
Oh yeah.
I'm in.
It feels like such a rare occurrence, though. You'd think when people would talk about women entering the workforce, and at the time it was it was like, or it was, sorry,
Akin, maybe some might say.
akin to the workforce doubling in size. So then the laborer lost some power because there's now twice as many, roughly, maybe a little less than that. But now,
Very Keynesian comment.
even if you took out half the workforce, I don't think that would. I don't know.
I just don't think this is gonna. I mean, if you can make it work, I'm happy for you. But for most people, I think both parties will have to work.
Even if you want, yeah, exactly. Even if you wanted this dynamic,
I feel
it's
that the
just so
husband
hard to
would need to be making at least, I don't know, a few $100K for this to even be feasible.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, workers do have to reclaim control of their labor.
But it's also sort of a vicious. I don't know if feedback loop is the right word, but yeah, because the women are working, then there's you're paying other costs. You're paying for DoorDash because you don't feel like cooking. You're paying for child daycare, dog daycare. You might be paying to get your house cleaned. So are you really? I mean, if you're a homemaker, you're not doing nothing. You're doing a substantial amount of work. So I don't know.
Mhm.
It seems,
This
like
is.
it's even worth it. I don't know.
I think maybe that's the big mistake that people made is people talk about being a stay-at-home partner as this kind of degrading thing.
Look up the cost of daycare, Dante.
Daycare is astronomical.
Yeah, to continue, Taylor. I want to get this statistic.
I was just going to say, at some point in the past, I saw something along the lines of, yeah, that's insane. Something along the lines of estimating the value that a stay-at-home partner provides if you were to pay for all those services separately. And it was close to like a six-figure thing.
It's probably over 100K. I mean, we have this up on the stream. What's it saying? It's $300 a week for daycare.
Yep, just about.
And if you scroll up, it's
Averages
saying
out.
if you're in a high-cost state, you're paying $20,000 for daycare. It's saying it ranges from $6,000 to $15,000. So that's the equivalent of what you're making. If that's $10,000, you'd have to make like $15,000, and then that gets taxed, and that's all daycare. I mean, that's insane.
Really crazy.
But I don't feel like it's degrading to be working at home. I mean, I think it's more
I don't
degrading
think
to
at all.
be filling out spreadsheets all day. If you stay at home, women used to play piano or read or cultivate any interest, and now you go to work and fill out a spreadsheet. But I do see yeah, people wanting to return does indicate dark times, just exhaustion.
Agreed. This is one that I saw in the news. I think it was last year. So this healthcare company, Blue Cross Blue Shield, had placed a cap on the amount of time you're allowed to be on anesthesia for procedures, which is pretty crazy.
Why?
That a service that you're paying for would purposely constrict the amount of time that you can be on anesthesia for certain procedures.
What happens if you're going to exceed it? They just not do the.
Then it comes directly
Wake
out
you
of
up.
pocket and wake you up. Yeah, that's what I tried to have ChatGPT depict, was a guy awake while getting some sort of open heart surgery,
God.
eating slop bowls.
Oh my God! What if you have to do the trade-off of do you do a local anesthetic because it's too expensive to do the deep one?
That's just insane to have to make that choice,
That would be
especially
great.
for something that you're already paying for. You're paying for health insurance, and they're going to dictate
Well, you just
whether.
gotta get that
Imagine-
TRICARE, baby.
Oh, true. Everyone should just
Imagine
join the
if you're-
military.
Imagine if your doctor's down on their luck because they gambled their earnings away on Polymarket and they're covering all their expenses with Klarna. So they keep you under for 48 hours instead of the 6 hours that you needed so that they can milk you. Because at that point, you're already under. So what are you going to do?
Yep.
Yeah. Or what if they, more realistically, what if they just say, all right, this patient has a 1 hour limit. and then the doctor has to speed run your heart surgery. Did you know they play rap music in operating rooms? And then
Yeah.
good luck if you need a surgery where you need to go under. Is all I'll say. Good luck.
We gotta get Dirty Little Pig Boy blasting in the operating room.
Dirty little doctor boy.
And that's honestly in a similar vein with another topic I have. I don't know if it's the next slide or coming up. Let me see. No, not the next one. But yeah, we'll probably revisit that topic. But yeah, I thought this was pretty insane. Yeah. Be wary. If HMOs try to take away anything else, that's pretty crucial to your health and wellness.
That's so fucking bleak. These last few have been really depressing.
Oh, don't bring this guy up.
Trav, I was hoping you would speak to this. This is by far the most
sad,
heart-wrenching and evil thing.
Good. Let Travis describe.
Can you pull the video? Can you bring the YouTube video up of it?
Yeah, let me see if I can find him.
Also, my question.
Have you guys all seen this?
Yeah, I think you shared it.
Yeah, you sent it to us.
My question is, what the hell is Jamie doing this episode?
What is Jamie doing this episode?
I mean, you're doing all the streams, so what's Jamie doing?
Jamie's probably ripping Polymarket.
Don't skip to the money. Skip to the.
Oh, is this the? Oh, I don't want
This is the
that.
happy ending. We
That's
want the sad
happy
stuff.
ending.
Well, at least he got a happy ending, but most people that don't go viral don't get a happy ending.
Do not get the happy ending, and it ends horribly.
Oops, Facebook.
Nope. This is
I just
search
go to
Ed Bomba's grocery store. That'll come
Thanks, Facebook.
up. There we go.
Thank you. What was your name?
Ed.
I'm Sam.
Okay.
I actually had someone nominate you from this store and said you're very hardworking.
Well, I try to be.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 88.
Fucking
still
music,
working?
dude.
Yes, I have to.
Why do you have to keep working?
Yeah, the music's
General Motors in
brutal.
99. 2012, I went bankrupt and they took my pension away.
Gosh, do you have a wife?
She passed away 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
She was sick when I lost my pension.
So you've been struggling a bit?
A little bit.
You said that you lost your pension?
Yes, sir, I did. I was in the Army back in 66.
So you're a veteran too?
Yes. The thing that hurt me the most was my wife was real sick. And they,
God, this
when
is
they
brutal.
took the pension, they also took the health care coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
dude.
all but $10,000 of my life insurance.
Oh my gosh.
So I sold the house, sold the property I had, and we made it through. My wife died 7 years ago. Since then, I've been trying to reestablish myself.
And you're working here how many days a week?
I work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
And you do that because you have to, or
Yeah, I don't have
what's your dream?
to live somewhat the life I was hoping for.
Like to share your story and try and, get people to help you retire.
Oh, thank you.
You're amazing.
God.
I want to
Thank
give
you,
you
dude.
$400 here as a tip.
Yeah, 40 years of labor ain't
You're
enough.
amazing,
Thank you.
man.
Remember when Ben Shapiro said you should never retire?
Give you a hug?
Yeah, thank you.
That's a love.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Ed Bombas just says it all.
It's just sickening that society would allow something like that to happen. But it did restore a little bit of faith in humanity for me, that a lot of people recognize that is just totally fucked up and help that
So
out.
random people on social media help him, but General Motors doesn't. It seems seems right.
Look up the General Motors CEO salary.
Oh, God.
I can tell
Look
you
up
it's probably
net
like
worth. Look up
30
net worth.
million.
Jesus Christ.
It's on the money.
Oh, look at that. That was a pretty good guess.
Let's see. Made $11.1 million.
I got a 44% raise. That's crazy.
Sky.
Yeah, but what about
Belongs
Ed
in-
Bombas?
What about Ed Bombas? He wasn't getting $11 million. Fucked up. But he's one of
So
your
bleak.
he's one of your brothers, Trav.
Brother in arms.
Brother in arms. Yeah, that's really.
You know he's
really
down at the
despicable.
VFW every Friday night, nursing a beer, thinking about where it all went wrong.
That man's
Better
a dirty man's a dirty pig boy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hogging all the
Yeah, and if it can get any worse, here's what it looks like in America for a lot of our aging population.
Yeah, whenever I see someone over the age of 70 working, I remember I was at a rest stop a few weeks ago and saw two women, probably each about 75, mopping the floor. It just makes me so depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of
Terrible.
economy
Despicable.
results in this?
Yeah, there's very
Good.
little reverence for elders in this country. It's kind of sad.
No.
Kind of sad. Monopoly.
Mm.
So, based on my research, which is not backed by any sort of fact whatsoever, but I would encourage you to look it up yourself. But we haven't seen this concentration of companies conglomerating together since the Gilded Age in America, which, of course, was the precursor for the Great Depression. Any
All the
thoughts?
media companies own, like, it's just like 2 media companies.
Yes, sir.
I somewhat support monopolies in tech, but I think the government should have more control. There's so much wasted people building the same things when there could just be one company, and then the government so much of the tech industry is different companies building the exact same. And I don't know if monopolies are necessarily the problem, because if you broke these companies up, they'd all just, compete with each other in really vile ways. And it is kind of gross. I think it's just because it's really gross that a few companies own all the fast food places, and but what if someone benevolent owned all the supply chain? I feel like it'd be easier to integrate and manage one centralized structure. It's possibly.
You make a really interesting point, Nick, that I've had kicking around in my mind for a while. People always talk about government waste, but no one talks about the amount of money the private sector wastes doing the same thing 8 times.
I mean, why do we have 25, I'm not joking, about 25 different streaming services? There should be one streaming service where you can rent or pay for a subscription or a daily subscription. Why is every company building a different social media platform just to create jobs to justify a larger population? Which is maybe one of the things I want to get into later, is how much of this economy exists, how many people's lives exist to justify a bloated, unnecessary economy?
Whoa.
So many souls exist just to support 5 different versions of TikTok, and five different Amazons, and 5 different AI models, and 10 different retail stores. It's just, I think just centralize it, one united thing, efficient structure.
Sounds a bit socialist, but I'm on board.
Travis, what's your take? I feel like you probably have a juicy take on this.
I don't know. I mean, I think we've all heard the pros and cons in our econ classes and whatnot. I mostly these days am just worried about a handful of companies deciding pretty much the fate of humanity with all this AI stuff.
Jeez, dude.
I'm less worried about the pricing, the monopoly pricing stuff, and more worried about the fact that they're literally going to be deciding the fate of humanity and nobody's voting on it or leading anything. It's just a few hip billionaires deciding everything.
Yeah, this is more of a late stage end of capitalism indicator than a recession indicator.
What would the ideal structure be? Do you think we should vote on what we do with AI or something?
I think so, yeah.
I could see it. It is scary.
At least just have some sort of end goal. There's no end goal. It's
my
just,
nightmare scenario is they hook AI up to a nuke.
That's interesting.
That would not be good.
It is an interesting idea, voting on where we go with AI, because I do feel, at least for most of us, if AI keeps progressing at the same rate, it's going to put us out of jobs. But we're completely on the sidelines of these.
Do you want to discuss AI a bit, or maybe at the end?
Sure.
Yeah, Nick, to your point, I was curious if you've ever heard of this. the
No,
Positists.
I never heard about this.
So their leader, based on my understanding, he was a communist, but he was also pro-nuclear war, and he
What?
advocated he advocated for all of the superpowers in the world to just nuke each other because he thought nuclear war was inevitable. There was no way around it. So his thought was, let's just get it over with so that way we can rebuild society in a
That's
communist
crazy.
fashion.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, pretty insane.
I don't think anything will survive nuclear war.
Doggy facelifts. This struck close to home pretty recently. So my parents, their dog, they bring our dog Mickey to the vet pretty routinely. Here's Mickey. Here's little stinky Mickey. They bring him to the vet once a year for his checkup. And this time, when they brought Mickey to the vet, the veterinarian tried to sell my parents a multitude of different shots for the dog. Allergy medication, heartworm stuff, all things that he never really got before and weren't necessarily vital to his life before. And Mickey's 13 years old. It's not like he has a hell of a lot of time left in him. It just struck me really, it was very odd that they would try to shill some unnecessary shots or procedures, especially for a dog. And to your point about Buzz Me, to your point earlier about doctors prescribing unnecessary procedures, this just kind of struck me as really strange. And then I tried to find some stuff.
I mean, this is egregious. People spending money on dogs like this, and they're just crooks. This is wild.
Really wild. Have you encountered anything like that with Frank Taylor?
No, he hasn't really had many problems, but he's still really young.
That's good.
But I mean, a lot of people are replacing kids with dogs, so it kind of is taking advantage of that a bit.
I have a huge rant on dogs. I'm sorry to my dog owner co-host, and we have Murphy, but there will be a half-hour dog rant probably.
Surf and Murph.
Yeah.
And Murph.
Do we also? Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. People, I don't know. This is just such nihilism. Is pouring all your interest in the treating. I don't even know. Treating your dog as if it's this Animal Crossing companion or something. You're upgrading. It's just wild.
Yeah, it's weird. Very, very weird. But okay.
Can I, before we go on, just the Botox injection reminded me.
No! You weren't supposed to see that.
I didn't.
Go ahead.
I didn't even see it, so it's fine. Do we want to talk? Did you have a slide about Ozempic?
No, but that's a good one.
An unbelievable amount of people I know are on Ozempic.
Really?
I would say half my mom's friends are on Ozempic.
Holy shit.
I mean, why not?
I'd be worried about the long-term effects of it. Also, I've heard that they can't really eat or they'll throw up.
Whoa.
It seems like a miserable way to live.
I mean, if your whole life is centered around being overweight, I feel like I'd probably just take the risk.
I think you could just lose the weight.
Do it.
People just have no willpower to stop eating processed garbage.
What if they have Marfa or whatever it's called, where they can't eat a vegetable?
Martha. Wait, what's Martha?
What's it called?
Marfa?
Martha.
Maybe
Are you talking about ARFID?
ARFID Andy could use.
I don't know.
ARFID's not real.
I don't know, man. I bet if you give me 10 people that are on Ozempic, 9 out of 10 of them eat Lucky Charms and shit and can't stop.
To your point, though, Nick, I do wonder, Nick and Travis, you kind of touching on this. At what level of side effect do you say being obese is worse than this? Because I feel like there has to be a catch, right? There's definitely some long tail effect, but if it's your teeth fall out,
I mean, yeah, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
Yeah, there's a cost benefit at some point because obesity is so bad for you.
Guaranteed. Yeah, I mean it's guaranteed to kill you at some point, but that's
I feel like the cancer risk, if it was a certain level, would be the determining factor. Something like that, or high rate cancer or dementia.
Yeah, I mean, these drugs have only existed for the past, 2-3 years, and it's already gone from something that doctors very scarcely or seldomly prescribe to people to something that you can get through an iPhone app. All you need is some random remote doctor to sign a prescription for you, and then you get this shot, and now it's even in pill form. So I don't know. I mean, I'm all for it. I think to each their own for certain, but I don't think we'll really see what the
there's probably a certain there's probably a certain number on the BMI scale where it's like, yeah, I don't think there's any second order effect that's going to be worse than you being 400 pounds.
True.
The man who eats big is big. Let's continue.
Must eat big. Okay, so this is the indicator that started this whole saga off for me, and I'll elaborate. But essentially, this indicator is that, and I can't claim ownership. This was not an original thought of my brain. I saw this on a video by a YouTube account named Defunct Land, which is a pretty good YouTube account. So go check him out, to our listeners. Essentially, the indicator is that Capital One has reached the end of the useful life of their John Travolta asset in their commercials that have John Travolta. They've already hit all 3 of the big movies where they could possibly monetize John Travolta.
They hit Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction right here. He's talking to Samuel L. Jackson, and then he does the twist.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that was a lesser known one. But the indicator being that Capital One, they must be hurting because they've wrung John Travolta dry. However, I do see potential hope in the future for an Edna Turnblad and Capital One crossover. So I hope that comes sooner than later. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this as an indicator?
I don't know what
it's bleak. It's bleak that our cultural
we've reached the bottom.
Relics. Yeah. Our cultural relics are getting dug up and thrown back at us in one last attempt to extract some value for a fucking bank.
I also want to say
we've reached the bottom.
Egregious behavior on Capital One's part. I was dumb enough to agree to get a credit card with REI. I figured I would just set up an auto pay, get the extra cash back they offer. And I went on to Capital One's app to do this, to enter my auto pay information and my bank information, and it just didn't work. It simply errored out. So now I need to remember every few days to try to enter my information and set up auto pay. And if I forget, I'm going to end up with a 20% penalty. My alternative is I'll probably have to call Capital One. Life is a headache.
Fuck.
That's terrible.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
That sucks.
My fault, but...
Well, yeah, screw you, Capital One. Screw you for forsaking our golden boy, our golden, dirty little pig boy, John. All he wanted was a pizza pie, and you wrung him dry. Return to colonialism and imperialism. So, especially over the past couple years, we've seen Russia invade the Ukraine. We've seen, just in this year alone, the United States invade a foreign country, capture their leader, put him on trial. I think it's a little worrisome, especially considering the United States is also trying to get some more territories under their umbrella. What do you guys think of this?
War is great for GDP growth.
True that.
Was
Gotta
it ever-
pump up that MIC, baby.
Was it ever gone?
No, it never was, but I think it's more relevant now than it has over the past couple years.
Face now. I think they just did it quieter.
True.
More discreetly.
It was
under
much
Obama
quieter.
and Biden. The Biden, to his credit, to take us out of Afghanistan. Now it seems... I don't really follow the news, so I can't too much of a statement on it.
Jerry Seinfeld. Y'all were asking about Jerry Seinfeld earlier. What's he doing at the bottom of the iceberg? Well, here's why. Every time Jerry Seinfeld has started or ended a TV show or acted in a movie, the U.S. has entered a recession shortly thereafter. Seinfeld first aired 1989. We had the early 90s recession of the H.W. Bush administration, which occurred in 1990, lasting till 1991. Seinfeld ended in 1998, shortly before the dot-com bubble burst and the recession of the early 2000s. 9 years later, Jerry Seinfeld produces and provides voiceover acting as Barry B. Benson in the Bee Movie, which hit theaters in 2007, almost immediately before the Great Recession and housing collapse of 2007 to 2009. He just put out Unfrosted
What?
about a year and a half ago.
I didn't even hear about this.
I think
What
I
do we-
really heard about it.
It was really bad. It was pretty damn terrible. I would not recommend you go see it. But he just put this out about a year and a half ago. How do we think this bodes for the American populace in the years or months to come? Because the clock's ticking. I think this is a ringer. I think this is a dead ringer.
It's probably pretty
Yeah.
foreboding. Melissa McCarthy and Amy Schumer were in it too. That's got
Again, I cannot stress enough. It was a very bad movie. Incredibly bad. But that's the thing. Jerry Seinfeld, he has these are the three things that he has in his catalog other than his stand-up routines. Seinfeld, the Bee Movie, and Unfrosted. That's literally it,
That's crazy.
which I think is even freakier. Sure, he's made cameos in TV shows and movies throughout that time frame, but nothing like that's his own project that he's producing and starring in.
Does he have some sort of inside knowledge?
I would not be surprised.
Do you think he shorts the market and then makes a really bad movie?
Yeah,
Very well
everybody
put.
gotta get your short positions up.
I don't know. I
Didn't he
thought
also
the
do
movie was bad.
comedians in cars drinking coffee right before COVID?
He did do that. He did do that as well. Just
Yet another
Stuff-
example.
stuff to get your noggin jogging. I'd say be cautious anytime you see
Be-
Jerry Seinfeld with a
be
new project. Be cautious.
Yeah, I don't really think Jerry Seinfeld should act.
He's a terrible actor.
I think he should just
Probably
write.
one of the worst.
So I don't really know how much of the funny stuff he wrote. I feel like Larry David probably wrote more of the funny stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Larry
I
David
started
did.
watching Curb Your Enthusiasm again, and rewatching. I think it was all Larry.
Yeah. Well,
It's like-
Yeah,
the
the
funniest
humor
show.
from Curb Your Enthusiasm is literally the same stuff as Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up in the beginning of the Seinfeld episodes was never. I mean, it was famously mocked as
Horrible.
Elaine. Did you ever notice? Or what's the deal with?
yeah, it's very observational comedy.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
did it
to the point. To the point about Larry David, he left Seinfeld for the last 2 seasons. He wasn't a writer, and the last 2 seasons of Seinfeld are arguably the worst of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
To your point, Taylor. Any other thoughts on Jerry? All right, bye, Jerry. Cheese pizza and beef jerky. I think this is the most insane indicator of them all. And maybe this has been known for ages. I don't know. But it certainly hasn't been as public facing than it has been in the past year or so. But pretty much the entire ruling elite, for the most part, they're all pedophiles. And they very well could also be cannibals. Beef Jerky from the recently released Epstein files. And this is a shout out to Flesh Simulator if you're familiar.
I have not heard of this before. Could you read off what we're looking at? here?
Sure. So the biggest piece, the biggest email we have reads, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it, in reference to beef jerky. jerky class, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his new jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He is working at a restaurant called Cannibal and cooks, wait for it, beef jerky and steak. He has time at 3 p.m. tomorrow if this is okay with you. Sent from my iPhone. Some of the other related emails are, how was your jerky situation? Did I bring any more? Also, Jojo is walking you over jerky and redacted will come by as soon as she is done eating.
Is this
Come
real?
to Leon's building, send jerky with her, or have Jojo bring. From Jeffrey Epstein.
Do you know if this is real or is it what is
This is all real. This is all real from the Epstein files. This last one reads, "Will go tonight. Approximately budget or items will keep for you to see and approve." God, these people cannot write. Also, would you like beef jerky when you get back, or do you have enough? The event was very beautiful. Ava looked sexy as always. Sent from my iPhone. As I will not have the time to take blank shopping for clothes before I get back, can you let her try on some things so that she is appropriately dressed for Botstein? I don't know what that is. But this isn't even the worst of it. I don't have any more to show. I don't know if it's appropriate to show. You can make your own conclusions. I'm not going to make any conclusions for you. But this is a little unsettling.
I'm willing to believe it. There's a few things I want to pull up. Pull up Lady Gaga's meat dress.
Ah, yes.
I definitely could see this in the realm of possibility. I mean, there's crazy statistics on the amount of people that go missing every year. Who's to say they're not just being consumed for the sick pleasures? We have up Lady Gaga. She has a dress on of meat. Struck me
Raw
as
meat.
very strange when I saw it the first time.
Wait, is it actually meat?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not supposed to look like meat, it is meat.
It's actually meat.
Can't remember, but
That's
maybe
disgusting.
And also, I'm fully willing to believe they're trying cannibalism. Now, for our co-hosts, Dante, you're gonna have to look at this because you're streaming. Look away if you're squeamish at all, and listeners, look away if you're squeamish. But pull up John Podesta's art collection.
John?
Yeah, this is nightmare fuel. So look away if you're squeamish at all.
Podesta.
This was a White House something high up in politics, and just go in images. Let's just see what he's.
Oh.
Let's just see what our
God.
leads have in their art collection.
What in the fuck?
What?
Jesus Christ.
Balenciaga.
Hell.
For our audio listeners, you're blessed.
I don't know how to describe it.
I'm not even going to describe what we're like. We have what can only be described as demonic. Pull up what John Podesta did. I can't even remember what that guy's position was. What
He was like Hillary Clinton's something or other, the campaign manager.
Yeah.
He was former White House chief of staff to who?
I can't even
Obama?
describe the art we're looking at, folks.
He was White House chief of staff to Bill Clinton from 98 to 2001. He was counselor to the president from 2014 to 2015 to Barack Obama, senior advisor to the president for clean energy innovation and implementation under the Biden administration, and he was also a senior advisor to the president for international climate policy around that same
Dude,
time.
what is this shit?
This is insane. Does it say anything in here about his art collection?
Look at
Personal email leak?
Look at this guy's demon face.
Podesta is a Catholic. Worked
he's
with
not.
Children's Alliance. Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus
He and his wife,
Christ.
Mary Podesta, Washington, D.C. attorney, married and have 3 children.
He's an avid cook.
Oh,
Jesus,
wow.
man. I actually do think we live in hell, by the way.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
ruling class is yeah. It's pretty sad.
I believe it. I'll just say it. I fully believe it. I don't know if those leaks in particular are true. I mean, if they're in the files, maybe, but there's no way they haven't tried eating people.
But that's all, folks.
And who else refers to jerky in that way? Never.
Yeah, he talks about jerky way too much. Let's see what Google AI has to say about it. Oh, rumors of beef jerky. Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to do my own deep dive, but
I can't encourage our listeners enough. Do your own research.
you got to also remember that Jeffrey Epstein's operation is really the only one that's been caught and exposed. So these people are not dumb. I'm sure there's other channels you don't know about where they're getting into God knows what. I mean, if Podesta's willing to have that art collection, God help us all. That's all I will say.
Oh
I'm
god.
just scrolling through this art collection. This is crazy.
Yeah, that art collection is satanic.
How would you say it makes you feel?
It's like looking at a nightmare come to life.
Yeah. What remarkable presentation, Pat. Remarkable.
I'm dirty, big boy rolling in the muck. Got nothing on me but grime. I'm dirty, hard boy, got nothing to my name. Dirty, dirty. The dirtiest dirt and grime you ever did see. Mud got my number, mud got me to rights. Rolling in filth, that's my game. Dirty old pig boy, that's my name. Nothing to me but a pair of pig ears and a curly pigtail. I'm the dirtiest dirt they ever did put a name to. I'm the dirtiest dirt that ever got a name. Hog boy, that's all there is to it. That's really all there is to it all, yeah. Put an apple in my mouth and call me for dinner, 'cause the mud's the only thing that's been calling me.